Alright, yesterday you learned about subtracting with integers and models. I'm going to go through an example real quickly from your notes from yesterday, just to give you a brief overview so you kind of remember where you left off before we start with something new with subtraction. So in this scenario, we are subtracting two numbers that have different signs. We are subtracting positive 6 minus negative 4. So to model this, first I'm going to put my positive 6 here. And now I want to take away negative 4. However, I do not have any negatives, so I have to add it in as zero pairs. In order to do that, I have to add in 4, because adding in 4 0 pairs is the only way I'm going to get 4 negatives. So here's a 0 pair. Here's a 0 pair. Zero pair, 0 pair, and 0 pair. I haven't actually changed the value of what's here. I still have 6 because all this does is cancel out and equal 0. But now what I do have is 4 negatives to take away. So I can take away 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives. And what I'm left with are 10 yellow counters, which are 10 positives. So my answer to 6 minus negative 4 equals 10. So just in the same sense that when we were adding integers, we did addition with models, and we do addition with rules. We have subtraction with models, and we have subtraction with rules. So let's go ahead and learn what some of the rules are. Take out your note sheet and take out like a highlighter or a pencil and underline the things that I underline, or follow along and write down what I'm writing down. The first thing in your notes just goes over the rules. Subtracting integers using rules. You do not subtract integers. You are going to rewrite the problem as an addition problem every single time. In order to do that, first thing that you're going to do is keep the sign of the first number, just like they have done here. So 4, 4. The next thing is change the subtraction sign to addition. So you can see where they have made a change from here to here, but the 4 remains the same. And then you also change the sign of the second number to its opposite. So here, negative 3 has become positive 3 because subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. Just like subtracting or adding a negative is the same thing as just subtracting. Once you have done those 3 steps, then you simply just use the rules of adding in order to solve your problem. Going over the rules of adding again, when your signs are the same, you just add the 2 integers. When these signs are different, you subtract them. I noticed yesterday a lot of you guys were struggling with this. And you need to make sure you remember these rules. Just because there's a plus sign doesn't mean you are actually adding them. When you have negatives involved, sometimes it may say adding, but what you're actually doing is subtracting them because you have to account for those negatives. Your answer then takes on the sign with the larger number, or the one that has the largest absolute value. And you remember, absolute value means the distance from 0. So just because it's a negative number does not make it smaller. It's the largest absolute value. Let's do some practice problems together. Number 1, this is a typo, so this is positive 4 here. We have 4 minus negative 9. I'm going to rewrite the problem. 4 plus positive 9. And then I'm simply going to add those two numbers together because now they are the same. 4 plus 9 equals 13. So my answer is positive because both of my numbers are positive. Let's look at number 2. I have negative 3 plus negative 5. In this scenario, I also have two numbers that have the same value, or not same value, same sign, a negative 3 and a negative 5. So I can simply add the two numbers together. I know that 5 plus 3 is 8, but I must remember to bring my negative down because I have two negatives here. Two negatives, there is no way it can equal positive. So my answer is negative 8. For number 3, if I rewrite the problem, I have negative 9 plus negative 4. Again, both numbers have the same sign. 9 plus 4 is 13. I'm going to bring my negative, and my answer is negative 13. Number 4 gets a little trickier. I have 18 plus positive 12. So for this, what is 18 plus 12? 18 plus 12 is 30. Both of my numbers are positive, so my answer is positive 30. Last problem before you do some on your own. Number 5 is negative 7 plus positive 2. In this case, my numbers have two different values, or signs, not values, yes, but signs. Negative 7 and I have positive 2. So I'm physically subtracting them. 7 minus 2 I know is 5, but now I need to know, is my answer positive or negative? Well, the absolute value of negative 7 is 7. The absolute value of 2 is 2. Negative 7 has the largest absolute value, and since it is negative, my answer is negative 5. What you need to do now is you need to take the worksheet that says subtract the following integers. Remember to rewrite the problem to an addition problem. There are several examples of subtraction questions, and you just sit throughout the rest of the station and you need to work on these quietly.